Okay, today's topic is understanding OCD. So let's start off with the basics. Characteristics and behavior. OCD is recognized as a disorder characterized by a cycle of obsessions and compulsions that cause severe amounts of distress, dysfunction, and fear, as opposed to the common belief that those with this disability just worry too much. Should be acknowledged that the obsessions are involuntary, recurring, and unwanted. So let's move down to etiology. How can a person more or less develop OCD? Well, the cause of OCD is unknown. OCD is related to the disorders such as Tourette syndrome, and some adolescents have both, or in many cases, OCD and another diagnosis. With that being said, most people who have OCD also have another disability. So let's move down to social emotional. An unfortunate common trend of those with OCD is that they develop a sense of, well, a desire of suicide. There are also common trends in feeling shameful and a sense of denial of their obsessions. Moving on to cognitive. It should be acknowledged that when it comes to intelligence, those with OCD do not have a lower intelligence despite their illogical obsessions. As I mentioned before, a common way to understand OCD is to understand the cycle. It starts with obsessions, and with those comes anxiety. To get rid of the anxiety, they keep doing the action over and over again, which leads to compulsions. After that, after the trend starts, it leads to the belief. And what comes from that belief is that they have to keep doing the obsession to get rid of the anxiety and keep doing it on a very daily basis. So, moving on to more of a advice. What effects does this disability have in school? That really depends on the student. If their obsessions get out of hand and it takes away from all their time that could be devoted to learning and participant activities, that is when a teacher kind of needs to recognize their obsessions and try to help them out. But when it comes to teachers, what they can do, we'll get to that later. But what can families do? Well, there needs to be a understanding of the situation for the child. There should not be a sense of denial or keeping it as a family secret when it comes to their child obsessions, because as we showed, the cycle can really take over someone's life. But now moving on, let's get to what I just said. How can you help a child in the classroom? To start off, many schools offer accommodations to help children who have OCD. In severe cases, help may be available under federal law for children with disabilities. For anybody that knows how the laws that affect education, one is right here, Section 504. For many students with OCD, those services may be obtained under Section 504. But let's keep it on a more personal level. What can a teacher do to help their students? One is create a safe environment. You need to really understand your student and understand what it is that leads them to, what is it that causes their OCD to interact with their learning? Another hint, try to recognize tough spots for a student and respond appropriately. Be positive and reward even a small success. A buddy system, or seating accommodations. They kind of all go together because what if a student does have some type of little tick that goes along with their OCD? It could be something as being close to a pencil sharpener, being close to a window. One of the best ways a teacher can help a student is to have some type of seating arrangement. With that being said, hopefully you learned something about OCD, and if you are an educator, hopefully this can help you think of how you can help one of your students. Thanks.